Okay, get this. Back in 1995, on the very first day of the Lollapalooza tour, Courtney Love, famous garbage pile, just goes up and punches Kathleen Hanna, the front woman of Bikini Kill, right in the face. And there are many different accounts of this. Maybe she flicked a cigarette, maybe she threw a bunch of Skittles. There's hearsay, there's back and forth, and today we're gonna get inside of all this dirty drama. Hey ladies, how's it going? Dan Frampton here, and before we get going, how's about you like, comment, and subscribe? Because only like 15% of you are actually subscribers, and that sickens me. Okay, without any further ado, let's continue on. This story is going to start with this image right here of Kurt Cobain and Kathleen Hanna. Okay, so they were like really good friends because Kurt Cobain dated the drummer to Kathleen Hanna's band or whatever. That drummer's name was Toby Vale, and Toby Vale would wear this deodorant called Teen Spirit. So, one day, Kurt goes out and has a little party with Kathleen Hanna, and I'm pretty sure everybody comes out of the womb knowing this story. It's that well known. Anyway, they get a little drunk, and then Kathleen Hanna gets a Sharpie and starts writing this phrase all over the place: Kurt smells like Teen Spirit, man, because Kurt was having sex with a woman that wore this deodorant. So this is going to be the common thread that binds Kathleen Hanna to Courtney Love for all time. And that's not where Kurt Cobain's involvement is going to end in this drama, even though he does die by this point, because like I said, it's 1995, and everyone knows Kurt Cobain died in 1994. So, how could a dead Kurt Cobain contribute to this current drama in 1995? Now just put yourself in the shoes of Courtney Love. She just lost Kurt Cobain, and there's so many conspiracy theories and speculations out there. Did she do it? Did she not do it? Was it an unaliving? Was it a murder? Who knows? That's all in the air. She's dealing with all that drama, and now she's out there on Lollapalooza. I'm only saying this to kind of humanize her a little bit because I think that she is a total pile of trash. And not only a pile of trash, a human pile of trash. She is a human being after all. So the year is 1995 and you're watching MTV when Kurt Louder hits you with some music news. Over here you got Hole and Bikini Kill causing some drama, and now the whole country knows about this thing. And I think to get a good account of it, because I can't find that MTV news clip, this article over here on Entertainment Weekly was written in 1995, and I think that's going to give us a little bit of clarity as to what's going on here, or at least give us a launching pad. So just hours after the Fest debut in George Washington, Love started a backstage fight with Bikini Kill singer Kathleen Hanna. While the brawl was brief, a source says it ended with a punch or two, and it was just the beginning to Love's feuding. The same day, Hugh Studson Moore, a friend of Love's and Hanna's, made an entry in Spin Online's Lollapalooza tour journals. I want to get my hand on these tour journals because, as you're going to see in a little bit, they get pretty interesting. Back to the article. Calling Love's swipe a sucker punch, he added that he was disgusted by the incident. Love shot back with a 2,000-word harangue that included vicious barbs against Kathleen Hanna. She said that Kathleen was her worst enemy ever. The next day in Vancouver, Love allegedly broadened her taunts by calling fans of the ganja-glorifying rapper Cypress Hill pothead pussies. Okay, yeah, so Courtney Love is a shining example of bad behavior here. It's not all directed at Kathleen Hanna. In this account over here, it says Love ended up punching Hanna and showering her with Skittles and Tootsie Rolls. Okay, what the hell? Showering her with Skittles and Tootsie Rolls? That sounds like a delicious punch. Okay, so Courtney Love is punching Kathleen Hanna and showering her in candy. Why? That's the question. Why are you doing that? And I think this next line answers that question. And this is where Kurt Cobain comes back into the mix. Love ended up punching Hanna and showering her with Tootsie Rolls after Hanna allegedly muttered, "Where's baby?" in the closet with an IV? Now there's speculation as to what Hanna meant by baby. In this account, baby is Kurt Cobain. But in other accounts, they think that baby means their baby, Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love's child. And I totally believe it was the child Frances Bean that Kathleen was referencing here because, like I said, Kurt was dead. But only one person knows what they meant on that day, and that is Kathleen Hanna herself. And I just really think that Courtney Love doesn't like that Kathleen Hanna came up with the line, "Smells like Teen Spirit," and inspired Kurt Cobain to go and write one of the most perfect pop songs to ever exist. But of course, recklessly speculating over here. And even though I couldn't find the MTV News clip, there is MTV News written about it over here. And we get a slightly different account saying that Love flicked a cigarette at Kathleen Hanna and then punched her, with no mention of Tootsie Rolls, not a Skittle in sight. And everybody is talking about these AOL Lollapalooza online journals or whatever that I need to get my hands on. I can't find these. I want that 2,000 word tirade from Courtney Love directed at Kathleen Hanna, because I think that's going to give us a little bit more insight as to what motivated these insane actions. When the guitarist from Hole was asked about the situation, he said this: "We had bulk candy backstage, and I said, 'Courtney, there's Bikini Kill frontwoman Kathleen Hanna. You should go offer her some candy.'" And you know, there's a little bit of dramatic, petty high school tension just peppered all through that sentence. She grabbed the candy and just threw it at her. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, she punched her in the face." But from what I saw, she threw the candy and then kind of slapped in the direction of her face. Cope. I don't know if she actually hit her or what. Doesn't matter, it was not cool. The whole tour started off on that note. Yeah, that's night one. And then Melissa Oftamar, the whole bassist who would go on to play with Smashing Pumpkins, said this: "Courtney did a fake cat hiss, like a joke, like we're at war kind of thing. Like she was just making a weird joke in passing. Next thing you know, there's an explosion of arguing." So I think between this weird hiss and the explosion was the whole "where's baby" comment that Kathleen shot at Courtney Love. And then Kathleen Hanna goes on to say the cringiest thing in the world. Apparently she says, "I challenge you to a feminist debate in any university in America." What is this? This is hilarious, Melissa Oftamar goes on to say. And yeah, that's so funny, man. Imagine getting physically assaulted and then being like, "No, let's have an intellectual debate instead." That's crazy, and especially in rock and roll. And I guess I can kind of respect it, because what Bikini Kill was doing was a little bit more highbrow than what Hole was doing. And that's a sentence Courtney Love certainly doesn't agree with. And then anyway, on July 5th, the next day, Courtney Love is out here rocking this bandage on her wrist. What could have happened? This is such an amazing picture. Gotta love it. In the grand scheme of things, that's not a huge deal. Someone flicked a cigarette maybe showered some candy, maybe a punch was thrown, maybe it wasn't. There was a bit of arguing, but either way, this is rock and roll, and the police should not have been involved. But the police ended up getting involved, and Courtney was actually charged $30,000, and she goes on to say that that was the best $30,000 she ever spent, and she fucking doesn't regret it one bit. But I'm happy to say that's not where this ends. Yes, this was 27 years ago, but in 2019, Bikini Kill were all like, "Hey, let's get back together and play some shows," and that wasn't gonna happen without Courtney Love having a couple words. So let's head on over here to Pitchfork. So apparently in a comment in Bust Magazine's Instagram post, Courtney Love goes, "Speak for yourself, biggest hoax in rock and roll history," and that's this picture right here. So Courtney Love is effectively saying that Bikini Kill are the biggest hoax in punk rock history. Someone responded to that. Two of that band are total amateurs. Hanna is a good hype man, but her persona is such a DIY nonsense dilettante. That is such a good burn though, you gotta say. They're a big idea that they can't convey because they suck. That's all. So we love to see it. 30 years of petty drama, but I don't think Kathleen Hanna responded. She's too busy out here being married to Adam Horowitz of the Beastie Boys, and that's pretty sick, I gotta say. Pretty punk rock, pretty legitimate. But I did come across this play that came out in 2011, I guess. Courtney and Kathleen, a riot act. A riveting, cleverly staged work that explores the riot girl movement, feminism's third wave, and the real-life rivalry between Courtney Love and Kathleen Hanna. I would love to see this stage production. Okay, I'm gonna have to give you my final conclusion before bouncing out of here, and I gotta say that this story is a little bit whack. I don't like how the police got involved and there was a $30,000 citation to a punk rock argument involving Skittles. I think that that is crazy. And the statute of limitations on this beef would be well expired if it wasn't for the 2019 reunion of Bikini Kill and Courtney Love's comments. And I think there's a lot of potential for a really good rivalry, a really good beef here, but it kind of falls flat. Yes, there's a couple good barbs, it's a little bit violent, you know, but it's not really a two-way street. It's just Courtney Love being fucking vicious. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. If you liked, please like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell if you're cool as hell, and until my next upload, watch another upload.